learning session free through TikTok Live. Ayan. So for the people who are joining us for the first time, know that we do this every Monday at our new time slot, talagang time slot, ano? Alas 8 ng gabi hanggang alas 9. Ayan, may konting extension pag kinakailangan, but normally mga isang oras, no? Although yung topic natin for tonight is a little big. So, I'm hoping na magkasya yung isang oras. Kung hindi, alam nyo na, part 2 tayo next week kapag hindi natin natapos this week yung tonight yung ating topic, no. Ayan. So yes, please stay with us for 1 hour. Kung kayo po ay leader na nahihirapan na mag-build ng team culture, this might be a good topic for you. Ayan. Meron ng tanong dito, how to handle difficult people if nagre-restrain po sila when it comes to implementation. Ibig po ba sabihin ay hindi sila sumusunod? Oo. Uh, hinihila nila pababa yung implementation ng inyong mga plano. Okay. I think that's one of the things that we should be able to cover today, no? Kasi ang teamwork thrives in accountability, shared accountability. So kung walang shared accountability, there will be no teamwork. Di ba? So I think that's something that we should cover. Ha? Kasi merong ano no, merong dalawang klase ng difficult eh. Yung isang difficult is dahil or at least we say they're difficult kasi marami silang tanong, marami silang suggestion, or maybe they even give you feedback about what works and what doesn't work, no? And sometimes mayroong mga leaders or mga managers na they deem those people who have a lot to say as difficult. Para sa akin, hindi. Importante sa akin yun yung communication. Yung isang klase ng difficult, yes sa harap mo, no pag nakatalikod ka. Yun yung mahirap na difficult. Mahirap na difficult pa, no? Okay. So, if these people are part of the team, then therefore, this is something that we should cover tonight. In less than a minute, we're about to start. So, welcome everyone to our uh, TikTok TikTok Live, our Leadership Monday Live. Medyo inform ko lang po yung aking mga followers sa Facebook na live na tayo ngayon, ano? Ayan. Saan na ba yun? Nawala yung aking announcement. Anyway, so dahil alas 8 na, welcome everyone to Leadership Monday. Building and Sustaining Teams ang ating topic. And please stick around, ask your question, I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. All right. So, para dun po sa first time na magjo-join sa ating learning session, ako po si Edwin Ebreo. I'm the CEO of Execuserve. I've been a talent development practitioner for 30 years. I've trained people, helped develop teams, both in the private and public sector for the last 30 years. And a lot of the things that I will share with you are things that I share in my programs. For example, itong Building and Sustaining Team is actually a one-day program na sinuper compress ko into 1 hour, and hopefully may makita kayong value dito sa topic na ito. So, the first question is to define a team, no? At its most basic, okay? At its most basic, there are 3 criteria that makes a team, okay? And what are those criteria that defines a team? The first one is you have to be a group of people, right? That's the easiest criteria. Excuse me. If all teams If all group of people are teams, then all teams are a group of people. Ang gulo nung paliwanag ko, no? Medyo wala yata ako sa wisyo ngayong gabi. Anyway, ayun, sorry. So the second criteria is this, uh, working together. So you are called a team if you're a group of people and you're working together. Working together, not against each other. Di ba? Minsan kasi yung working together, parang katrabaho ko lang. But you have to be working together, which basically means you're collaborating, coordinating, and cooperating. Yun yung ibig ko sabihin ng working together. And the third criteria is to achieve a common goal or a shared goal. So at its most basic, that is a team. You have to be a group of people. You cannot be a team if you're not working together. There's no opportunity for collaboration, coordination, and cooperation. For example, a sales team may not be a team if people are not working together. Kung kanya-kanya sila ng alis at kung minsan nagsusulutan pa, di ba? You're not a team. At least not by this definition. Okay? Ang common lang siguro sa inyo ay yung common goal. Okay? Which is another criteria. Which brings me to this question. Kung leader ka ng team at tinanong mo isa-isa yung miyembro ng iyong team kung ano ang common goal ninyo, will they give you the same answer? Ayan. Kasi if your team members cannot say what the common goal is, okay, the question is, are you a team? Kasi halimbawa, yung naglalaro ng basketball, yung basketball team, pag tinanong mo, any of those people, pati yung water boy, pag tinanong mo kung anong common goal, they know. Right? It's either to win this game or to win all the games or win championship. No? So, klaro lagi yung goal sa team. You cannot have, like, anong goal ninyo? Maglaro ng basketball. That's not a goal. That's an activity that you will do. But what's the goal? Okay? So, yun yung definition natin ng team. Madali ba ang teamwork? Okay? Madali ba na magkaroon ng isang high-performing team? The quick answer to that is no. It's not easy. Why is it not easy? Okay? Tingnan natin yung sinabi ni Patrick Lencioni. Okay? So this is Patrick Lencioni. He's the author of the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. It's a widely read book on team development and one of my go-to books to understand, appreciate, and champion teamwork in the workplace. Anong sabi ni Lencioni? It's not finance. Okay? It's not strategy. It's not technology. It is teamwork that remains the ultimate competitive advantage because it is powerful and rare. So, teamwork, ang pinakamagandang competitive advantage ng isang organization or ng isang team. And the reason is that if you can have teamwork, you can be very powerful, but also know that it's rare for companies or organizations to have teamwork. Di ba? Kaya nga yung ibang mga kumpanya, katakot-takot yung investment sa team building and still not achieve teamwork. No? Hindi pa rin nagiging optimal yung kanilang teamwork. Bakit kaya? Sabi ni Lencioni, kasi may 5 dysfunctions. Mali yung aking timing. Okay? Siguro, babalikan ko yan mamaya. I apologize. Hindi ko kabisado masyado yung slides ko for tonight. No? Bilang leader, you play a very important part. And that's the reason why we're having this presentation. Okay? Bilang leader, you have a very important part in team development. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, magaling naman akong leader, kulang lang sa teamwork yung mga tao ko. Yung teamwork ng mga team members mo depends a lot on what you do as a leader. Okay? What leaders say, do or don't do, enable or disable teamwork. So the question that I think we should ask ourselves now, if you're a leader, is, are you an enabler or disabler of teamwork? Okay? So now the question is, ano bang itsura ng isang team na dysfunctional base dun sa description ni Lencioni dun sa kanyang book. I'm going to show you a picture. Here's the picture or a drawing. Probably seen a version of this. There are several versions of this in the internet. Lagyan natin ng script, no? So, obviously, in this picture, hindi naman talaga dapat ganyan ang Riles, no? Something went wrong in the building of the railroad. Okay? Kung titingnan natin yung dalawang tao sa gitna, what could be happening? Okay? What could be happening? They're blaming. They're blaming. It's your fault. Okay? If you are, if your team is located in Europe, no, or maybe in Singapore, where people are outspoken, ganyan yung it's your fault, no? Kasalanan mo to eh, kaya ito nangyari. Kasalanan mo, ikaw ang dahilan kung ba't nagkaganito to. That's in Western countries, no? Or European countries. Dito sa atin, hindi tayo ganyan magsisihan eh. Di ba? Patalikod tayo magsisihan eh. Oo. Iingitian mo, pagtalikod, sasabihin mo, siya may kasalanan kung bakit ganito to. Does it happen? Does it sound familiar to you? Is it happening in your team na masyadong maraming sisihan? That's one sign of team dysfunction when people are blaming each other. Okay? Maglagay pa tayo ng script. Merong isa, sabi niya, sabi ko na nga ba eh, mangyayari ito. Naka-experience mo na ba yon na pagkatapos ng meeting, may lalapit sa'yo, nakasama mo sa team at sasabihin, alam mo, papalpak yan. May mali eh. Papalpak yan. I knew this will happen. Tapos pag pumalpak, yung nagsabi sa'yo, yung prophet of doom, lalapit sa'yo, sasabihin, sabi ko sa'yo eh, papalpak yan. Does it happen? Does it sound familiar to you? Here's another one. Hindi ko yung KPI. Yung pag-lilihis, yung pag-aalay ng mga relays, hindi ko yung KPI, hindi ko yan target. It's not my problem. Tingnan natin itong isa pa rito sa may kabilang dulo. Anong sinasabi niya? Basta ako, sinusunod ko lang yung utos. No? Hindi ko kasalanan niya ng boss. Okay? Ayan. So, the boss gets all the blame, of course. No? And then finally, okay, I wonder what's going on. Ano bang nangyayari? May bali ba? Ayan. Ano daw po ang KPI? Ang KPI ay Key Performance Indicators. Another term that we're using ay target, no? Or responsibility. Ayun. Tama ba yun? Ako yung KPI. Ikaw yung sa KPI. Sorry, hindi ko nabasa. Ako yung sa KPI. Not my KPI, therefore, not my problem. So, pagka ang naririnig mo ito sa mga tao at nagkakanya-kanya, they feel like it's better if they're on their own. Mahirap magkaroon ng teamwork pag ganito ang mindset ng mga tao. And madalas, the reason why the mindset is like this is because the leaders are failing in building teamwork and building the necessary culture for collaboration, coordination, and cooperation. Okay? Still with me? Let's continue. Sabi ni Lencioni, ito yung dahilan kung bakit dysfunctional ang mga team. No? Unang-una, sabi niya, absence of trust. When team members don't open up, kasi wala akong tiwala sa mga kasama ko sa trabaho, ngayon, hindi ako comfortable with telling the truth. If I agree, I don't agree, kaya, hindi kaya, kailangan ng tulong, hindi kailangan ng tulong, I won't say it. Bakit? Baka may masabi silang hindi maganda tungkol sa akin. So yan yung Yan yung isang dysfunction. I want you to notice na ang term na ginamit ni Lencioni is absence of trust. Ang Tagalog ng absence of trust ay walang tiwala. Walang tiwala, di ba? Hindi kulang sa tiwala, hindi low trust, o hindi absence of trust. Pag walang tiwala ang mga tao sa isa't isa sa team, you cannot have teamwork. This is basically what he's saying. When people don't trust each other, pag walang tiwala ang tao sa isa't isa, it leads to fear of conflict. Okay? Sa Pilipinas, mas pronounced ito, mas matindi ito, no? So ano ang mga signs that people are afraid of conflict? Okay? Walang honest discussion. People stay silent to keep the peace. During meeting, yung leader lang ang nagsasalita, walang nagtatanong, walang nagsasuggest. Pag tinanong ng leader, is everything clear? Ang sagot, yes, no? If the leader said, can we do this? Yes. Oh, do you have any question? None. Paglabas ng leader, ang sabi ng mga tao, ano daw? Ewan ko, hindi yun mag-work. So yan, nangyayari yan, if the conversation is not honest, is not open, that means people are afraid of conflict. When people don't communicate openly, what happens? Nangyayari yung pangatlong dysfunction, wherein team members are unclear on direction and hesitant to fully buy in. So kung hindi mo kayang magtanong, hindi mo kayang magsabi ng totoo, hindi mo kayang sabihin na hindi ka agree sa strategy, how can you be committed to it? Right? Yun. Kaya may lack of commitment. Pagka merong lack of commitment, magkakarugtong po ito, no? If people lack commitment because they're afraid of conflict and don't trust each other, it leads to avoidance of accountability. So, team members ignore poor behavior or miss standards. No? Kapag ka merong hindi maayos ang trabaho, hindi nabibigyan ng feedback, no? They're not made accountable. Why? Kasi hindi ka naman naniniwala magiging successful eh. Binaba mo na yung iyong standard. Ang sisihan ay patalikod, hindi harapan. Ano? So, avoidance of accountability. And when people are not accountable, they're not committed, they don't have open communication, and they don't trust each other, what happens? Inattention to result. Team members focus on personal goals and status over team results. So, in short, kanya-kanya, no? Basta ako, bahala ako sa KPI ko, pakialam ko sa KPI nyo. So, you're not supposed to ask for help and you are not supposed to offer help. Yun yung inattention to result. So, the question now is, how do you remove these functions? Paano mo aayusin yung iyong team if you are a leader? We need to understand the dynamics of team development. Yun yung susunod nating pag-uusapan. According to Bill Tuckman, there are 5 stages, hindi 4, ano? 5 stages of team development, pero 4 lang ang i-discuss ko ngayong hapon kasi yung 5th stage is adjourning stage, no? Ayan. Dali lang po, uubo lang ako. Alright, sorry. Okay, so, hi Irene. Ayan. Pakilala ka ma'am, sinong Irene ka? Ayan. Okay, going back. So, 4 stages ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Forming, storming, norming, performing. I want you to notice the image on the screen. Sa forming stage, dalawang dahilan kung bakit forming yung team is either bago lahat, no? Or nabago yung leader ng team. Okay? But because normally, when the leader comes in, they take with them new goals, new ways of doing things, new strategies. So, forming stage yun. Ano? Ayan. Ngayon, kaya nandoon yung red person sa taas is because the leader takes the pole position. Ano? Siya yung nangunguna kasi kulang pa sa direksyon yung team. Okay? During the storming stage, people start knowing each other, no? Nagkakakilala na yung mga tao. Pero people are also going to start having an opinion about their teammates. Favorable, unfavorable, sinong maayos kausap, sinong hindi maayos kausap, yung boss ba natin maayos, yung policy ba, yung procedures, yung coordination ba maayos. Pag hindi, they criticize things, no? They say, hindi maayos ang policy, unfair ang policy, unfair ang appraisal, unfair this, unfair that. Storming stage yan. Ang matindi sa storming stage is that it doesn't just go like that. No, yung forming, storming, norming, performing. No, it doesn't go like that. It goes like this: forming, storming, norming, storming, norming, storming, norming, performing, storming. So parang magnetic yung storming stage, ano? Kasi every time na yung team starts uh, using conflict, no, to derail rather than fix things, nai-stuck yung team, bumabagal. Ano? So yun yung storming stage. You will notice that the red person, representative of the leader, is now in the middle because he now plays a pivotal role to make sure that hindi magkabangga-bangga yung mga tao. No? That everything is still well coordinated. Medyo nakakapagod yung role na yon sa gitna. Okay? Yung next stage is the norming stage. What happens in the norming stage? Lumalalim yung pagkakakilala ng mga tao, nagsisimula ng magkasundo, yung mga dating magkakaaway, besties na sila, no? They learn how to work with each other. At saka, mapapansin nyo, may nadagdag na 2 pulang tao, they're representative of people who are starting to step up to leadership. Anong problema sa norming stage? Hindi pa sila performing, hindi pa consistent yung kanilang performance, no? Maganda yung relationship, people can start working together, pero minsan, yung kanilang closeness also gets in the way of performance. Kasi ang napansin ko sa norming stage, people tend to prioritize relationship over performance. Ayan. Sa mga ganitong klaseng stage, kung minsan yung leader ay natatakot na kapag sinita niya yung performance or behavior ng team is magiging outsider siya. No? So that's your norming stage. Over time, hopefully not uh, not too much, like sooner rather than later, no? Maging performing team na siya. Ano ang sign na yung team mo ay high performing team? Ayan, na-achieve yung target. People are able to communicate well with each other. They are able to argue, they're able to debate, and still be able to work well together. Yung original na leader, nandun na sa tabi, no? Ang trabaho niya ngayon ay huwag makialam. Kung hindi, ibigay ang kailangan suporta ng team. What kind of support they need in order to perform well. Ayan. So yun yung 4 na stages in team development according to Tuckman. Of course, I'm sharing my insight. Yung adjourning stage ay hindi po natin idinagdag. Kasi ang aking goal for today is to build a high-performing team. Yung adjourning stage is the stage where the need for the team becomes is gone, no? Hindi na kailangan. Tapos na yung mission, tapos na yung goal. The team will disperse, no? So, hindi natin pag-uusapan yan today. Okay? Thank you, Jojo, no, for sharing that. We're not discussing adjourning today. Okay. So, the next question is, if you're a leader of a team in a particular stage, what should you do? Okay? So, leaders, here's what you need to do. Una, how do you lead a performing team? Una, clarify goals and roles. One of the major reasons why people are disengaged is because of lack of clarity. So, ano bang goal natin? Ano bang role ng bawat isa sa atin? Make sure that those are clear para walang nagtuturoan. So, clarify goals and roles. Number 1 yan. Which brings me to this question. In your team, is everybody clear about the common goal? Is everybody clear about their role? Wala bang nagiging paniki? Ano yung paniki? Yung, ba't ako? Di ba? Ba't ako? Ba't ako gagawa niyan? Trabaho ko ba yan? Okay, so sign yun that the goal or the role is not clear. Facilitate building familiarity. It is hard to trust people you don't know. No? So as a leader, it is an important part of your responsibility to one, ikaw mismo, naintindihan mo yung mga tao mo, kilala mo yung personalities nila, what's important to them, what their values are, what their strengths and areas for improvement are. But also, I think this is important to emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, dapat kilala ka nila bilang isang leader, anong strengths meron ka that they can leverage on, anong weakness ang meron ka kung saan kailangan mo ang tulong nila. Right? So, facilitate familiarity. In my team, lahat ng personality test, tinetake namin para lang lumalim yung pagkakakilala namin sa kanila. Kasama na yung which Harry Potter character are you? Lahat pinapatulan namin just to know each other. But you know when the best opportunity is in building familiarity? Yung mga informal conversations, no? Having lunch together, having dinner together, going out together, okay? Pero ano po konting ano lang, ano ba tawag dito? Advice. Meron po tayong mga team members who probably very introverted, no? So, o kaya naman meron silang mga priorities, personal priorities. They could not go out with you. So, kailangan planuhin mo mabuti yan and recognize yung when is the best time to do this, at what frequency, given the personalities in your team. Some people are more comfortable and outgoing than others. So, know your team members. Next, set and level expectation. Excuse me. Madalas akong natatanong dito, lalo na ng mga Gen Zs at saka young millennial na managers. Anong gagawin ko sa team ko, lalo na kapag yung team members ko ay mas senior sa akin at mas marami silang alam at minsan kinokontra nila yung gusto kong mangyari. No? So, isa pa lang, sit down with your team. Pag-usapan nyo na ano yung mga do's natin as a team. What are our don'ts, di ba? Ano yung pwede, ano yung hindi pwede. And then what happens, okay? What happens when those expectations are violated? Importante na malinaw yun. Isa ring importante na ma-communicate mo during setting and leveling of expectation bilang isang leader ay how you show respect. Okay? Kasi if you want your team members to respect you, you should respect them first. Okay? So, clarify, how do you show respect? Ako, itong sinasabi ko my way of showing respect to my team members is by consulting them. Pagka mayroong problema na kailangan isolve, I sit down with them. I want to hear their thoughts. No? Ano yung naisip nyo solusyon dito sa problema? Recognizing at the same time that we will not always agree with each other. Ano? Na when that happens, kung ano, hindi siya majority rule, bilang leader, I will make my decision. Ano? So, ayan po yung ayan po yung dapat iset and level expectations. Yes, Jojo, especially in the multi-generational team. Kung ikaw ay Gen Z or millennial na manager at meron kang mga Gen X na mga team members, they expect to be consulted, no? They expect their experience to be respected. Ayaw nila ng minamicromanage sila. So, importante na malinaw yung mga expectations. Right. Okay? So yes, iba-iba ang communication style. So ano yung respectful communication para sa kanila? Meron ba tayong time out for bantering? Kasi sa team ko, malakas ang alaskahan eh. So, meron kaming time where we allow bantering. Meron time na seryosong trabaho. Right? So, kailangan malinaw yun. Ano ba itong paulit-ulit na tanong? May OIC branch supervisor kami. 4 months pa lang. May mga natanggap ng incident report. Pwede bang hindi irregular? Pag-usapan po natin yan mamaya pag mayroon pa time. Ano? Okay. Let's continue. Regular and frequent checkpoints. Kasi forming pa lang yung team, kailangan madalas kang mangumusta. Kasi baka mamaya nahihiya pa yung mga team members mo na magsabi sa iyo na may problema. So may pagka hands-on ang leadership in a forming stage kasi bago pa yung mga tao. Oo. In a forming stage, medyo may pagka-task-oriented pa yung mga tao, nakangapa pa. So bilang leader, be available, no? Ayan. Create a safe space for questions and concern. Dapat hindi takot yung mga team members mo na magtanong sa'yo kung meron silang concerns o may mag-raise sila ng concern. Oo. Ayan, may suggestion si Jojo, no? Good practices ay gawin mong mag-partner yung magkaiba ng generation para mentor-mentee relationship nila. I think that's a good idea, no? Ayan. May nagtatanong ng kung pwede pong mahingi ang PowerPoint nyo. Pinamimigay ko po yung aking PowerPoint, yung video plus toolkit doon po sa naka-subscribe sa aking Facebook group. Ano po? Hanapin niyo po ako sa Facebook, mag-subscribe kayo. Doon ko po exclusively ipinamimigay ito because my Facebook group, they pay a subscription fee of 99 pesos every month. But you get 4 presentation slides every week, 4 toolkits, at saka yung full video ng ano. So puntahan niyo po ako sa Facebook, hanapin niyo yung Edwin C. Ebreo. Tapos mag-subscribe po kayo doon. You get a copy of of the PowerPoint. Okay, let's continue. Train, train, train. So in the forming stage, you're trying to shape the culture of the team. Okay? Whatever you say, don't say, do or don't do forms part of the training. Okay? So, yan po yung ano, no? Yung gawin natin. I-train natin sila how to work with each other and how to work with you as a leader. Okay? Train them on proper collaboration, coordination, and cooperation. That's your forming stage. Okay? Storming stage. Okay? What happens in the storming stage? Medyo magulo. Maraming bagay na ano, no? Maraming bagay na pinag-aawayan. Maraming pinag-aawayan yung mga tao, no? Unfair ang coordination, unfair ang policy, unfair ang guideline, etc., etc. Okay? So, sa ibang pagka matindi yung away, syempre nagkakaroon ng clashes, no? Pero dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, ano eh, medyo palipad hangin, parinig, no? Yung iba dyan, ganito. So, nararamdaman mo yung tension, no? So, what do you do as a leader? Okay? Una, hindi mo pwedeng ilabas yung sarili mo doon sa away ng mga team members mo. Okay? Kasi kung may 2 tao nag-aaway, tapos sasabihin mo, okay lang yun, pag-away ka dyan, as long as ginagawa niyo yung trabaho, wala akong problema, wala akong paki sa inyo. If you wait long enough, mahahati na yung team mo. Nagkaroon ng Team A at saka Team B sa iyong team. So, you need to learn how to manage conflicts. No? Conflict management was one of the topics that we covered a couple of weeks back. Hanapin niyo po yung mga video ko on conflict management. Ito importante. Ang conflict, let me just be clear about conflict. Ano po? Ang conflict in itself is not bad. Neutral yan. In fact, in a high-performing team, you need more conflicts. Ang tawag natin doon sa conflict na yon ay productive conflict. Okay? Productive conflict. Ano yung productive conflict? Nagtatalo tayo, nagpapalitan tayo ng ideas, nagpapalitan tayo ng kuro-kuro, okay? We're debating, but yung relationship natin di nasisira. We're still able to eat lunch together, we're still able to work effectively together. Ayan. Pansinin niyo po ito. I want you to think about this. Humor me. I want you to think about the person you trust the most. Okay? Do you have a person in mind right now? Sino yung taong pinagkakatiwalaan mo ng gusto? Ito yung taong hindi ka kailangan magkunwari. Di ba? Ito yung taong hindi mo kailangan magkunwari. You have a person in mind now? A person you trust? Tingnan niyo po kung tama ito sasabihin ko. Ito rin yung taong madalas mong kadebate. Ito yung madalas mong palitan ng kuro-kuro at opinion. And you're able to maintain your relationship. That's an important relationship to build in building a high-performing team. Okay? So, how do you do that? Establish communication ground rules. Okay? Pag-usapan natin yan later. Coordinate work. Remember, in the storming stage, people have difficulty working with each other. So you have to make sure that the work is well coordinated. Okay? Regular team meetings, especially during the storming stage. Kasi anong tinitingnan mo? Bakit kailangan mo ng regular meeting? Tingnan mo if people are talking to each other. If people are able to effectively exchange views, exchange ideas, and solve problems together. No? Coach, coach, coach. So you play a very important coaching role during the storming stage. No? So, during the storming stage, maraming mga challenges and your leadership presence becomes very important in making sure that people are able to work together. No? I also want to highlight na during the storming stage, I just also want to highlight na hindi natatapos ang storming stage just because you went to the norming stage. Pwede ka kasi bumalik uli sa storming stage. Ano? So what's next after the storming stage? Okay? The next stage is the norming stage. No? So how do you lead in a norming? How do you lead a norming team? Recognize emerging leaders. Okay? Sorry Babalik lang po ako ng isang slide. Meron lang ako nakalibutang i-discuss kanina. Balik lang tayo dito. Ano yung established communication ground rules or rules of engagement? I just want to spend a little bit of time on this. Dito sa aking team, meron kaming mga ground rules. Ano yun? Una, pag hindi mo naintindihan, dapat magtanong ka. It is your responsibility to ask questions. Okay? Second, kapag meron kang issue na nakikita, you have to raise it. You have to raise it. You have to discuss it. During meeting, if you go to a meeting, you have to be 100% engaged during the meeting. Bawal mag-multitasking. Okay? Pagka meron debate or argument, attack the problem, do not attack the person. Okay? At ang aming pinaka-importanting ground rule sa communication, ang meeting na walang merienda should be an email. Totoo yun, ha? Pag may meeting, dapat may merienda. Yan yung norm namin sa aming team. What should be your norm? It depends on the personality of your team. So how do you build your communication ground rules? Sit down with your team and agree on how you're going to facilitate communication within the team. No? Hindi lang ikaw, sila din. Okay. Mukhang nangangamoy part 2 itong ating learning session na ito. Mukhang ipipick up natin yung 5 dysfunction next week. Ano? Okay. Hi, She. Thank you for joining me tonight. Ayan. Okay. So, recognize, so norming stage, no? Leading a norming team. Recognize emerging leaders. Kasi during the, ano itong violation? Meron ako nare-receive na violation. Totoo ba to? I don't know what violation I'm making. Anyway, bahala na si... fake yan. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Oo, kinabahan ako eh. Okay. So, going back, sayang yung minuto na yun. Leading a norming team. During the norming team, people start stepping up. As a leader, you should be comfortable enough to welcome emerging leaders in your team. Diba? So, recognize emerging leaders. Okay? Kapag merong mga barriers to performance, halimbawa, behaviors na hindi nagko-contribute or nagpapahinder sa performance ng team, a leader should be able to provide the necessary feedback. No? Share leadership, especially with emerging leaders. Anong mga ways by which you can share leadership? Okay? Anong paraan para ma-share mo yung leadership? Engage people in problem solving and decision making. No? So, ask for suggestions. Ask for recommendations from your team members. Oh, maybe even assign people to lead conversations or to lead collaborative meetings. No? So, ayan. Engage in problem solving and decision making. Ito, during during the norming stage, maganda na yung relationship ng mga team members. And it's important that you're able to nurture that relationship. Kasi kailangan mo yun sa performing stage. No? So, minsan, sinasabi nung iba, over familiarity breeds contempt. I don't think that's true in a team. Importante na kilala mo yung mga kasama mo sa team. Like, for example, in basketball, in a basketball team, how do you make a blind pass? How do you know, play the game na minsan wala kang senyas, no? And people will be able to catch the ball. It's because you know how they play. Kilala niyo yung team members niyo, you know their strengths. And that comes from, being familiar and being able to work well with those people. So, as a leader, be sensitive to the need for connection and support. Ito, importante ito. Okay? Masyadong marami akong nare-receive na reklamo sa mga nanonood ng aking video about their bosses who don't know how to appreciate, how to recognize performance. No? So if you want to have a high-performing team, dapat marunong kang mag-lead ng celebration of team performance, di ba? Kasi kung walang pagkakaiba yung success, yung winning at saka losing, kung walang pagkakaiba yung winning sa losing, what's the point, di ba? So if you are if you are a leader of a team is already starting to hit their target, celebrate. No? They don't always have to be expensive eh. Kami, sa team ko, minsan, pagka talagang walang available na fund, kahit banana queue eh. Basta ma-celebrate lang namin yung, uy, may na-close na deal. Uy, may natapos na project. Uy, may isang team member who was able to accomplish something great. No? So, what do you now in the norming stage? Ask. So, dapat pag nasa norming stage na tayo, hindi na tayo puro utos, no? Tell, or instructions. You now engage people in co-leading the team. No? That's your norming stage. And then finally, the performing team or the performing stage. What happens in the performing stage? Nahihit yung target consistently. People are able to work effectively together. Okay? Conflicts are productive, hindi interpersonal conflict. By the way, yun yung dalawang opposite ng conflict, no? You have productive conflict or constructive conflict. You have destructive or interpersonal conflict. In a high-performing team, wala itong interpersonal conflict. Nasa storming stage to. Ang meron tayo dito ay productive conflict. So what do you do as a leader in a high-performing team? Challenge the team, no? Challenge the team. Continue to see how the team can continue to level up. Pero, meron lang po akong gustong i-emphasize dito. You cannot challenge your team and not provide the necessary support. Right? Magkakambal tong dalawa na to. Okay? Magkakambal to. You challenge the team, provide the necessary support. Right? If you cannot provide the necessary support, wala kang karapatan i-challenge yung team mo to level up. Okay? I hope that's clear. Siyempre, hindi nawawala yung accountability. No? You don't want your team to lose accountability. Baka naging overly confident na, nawalan na ng sense of accountability. Get out of the way. Do not micromanage a high-performing team. In fact, you should not micromanage people after they learn how to do the work, right? Get out of the way. Be there for support. Okay? Right? Celebrate team's high performance. Nakadalawang beses ko nang sinabi to during the normal stage. Sabi natin, celebrate wins. Ito na naman tayo sa performing. Celebrate high performance na naman. Bakit? Wala pa naman akong nakitang team na nagsasabing sawan-sawa na kami sa pagse-celebrate ng win. Di ba? So continue to celebrate wins with your team. Empower, empower, empower. So, yun yung 4 stages, no, of team development. So, forming, clarify goals, provide direction. Storming, facilitate issue resolution. You coordinate, no? And in norming, you share leadership, you're collaborating, and in performing, you unleash leadership in others through support. Let me remind you na yung stages of team development is not single direction, you know. Hindi siya forming, storming, norming, performing. It's forming, storming, norming, storming, norming, storming, norming, performing. Performing, storming, pwede, no? Kasi when the trust erodes, pag nabawasan yung tiwala, no? Pwedeng bumalik ka dun sa storming stage. So as a leader, it's your important role to take care that the trust is there. Kasi yun yung pundasyon ng lahat. Right? Yung trust. Okay? In fact, ayan, ano? Ano dito ba? Ay, titignan ko. Ayan. Trust is the foundation. Yung absence of trust, if there's absence of trust, there's no teamwork. Ano po? So, importante na na mapangalagaan natin yung trust. Okay, it's 8:46. Meron pa akong marami-raming slides na i-cover, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. And then what I invite you to do is next week at 8 p.m., samahan niyo po ako ulit for the continuation of this. What I will want to do now between 8:46 to 9 is to answer some questions. No? So hihinto muna po tayo dito. Yung ating topic muna, ito na po muna tayo sa, saan napunta yun? 4 stages of team development. Pero hindi pa po tayo tapos, ha? Question and answer muna po tayo dito sa 4 stages of team development. Let's take a look at the questions. Opo, when you subscribe to my Facebook page, Facebook, yes, my Facebook page, tapos merong group subscription, you get everything here. Yung video, yung slides, tapos meron pa akong team development toolkit. So, every week, my subscribers get the presentation, the entire video, at saka toolkit on how to apply team development in the workplace. Okay? So, ngayon naman, ay sasagot ako sa mga tanong. Let me adjust my screen para sa inyong mga tanong. No? Paano po kung micromanage kami and hindi binavalue yung suggestion namin? Susunod na lang po ba? Tingnan niyo po yung a few videos back. Sabi ko, whenever you are in an adverse situation in the workplace, boss na nagba-micromanage, boss na toxic, boss na abusado, boss na bastos, okay? Boss na hindi ginagalang ang iyong karapatan. Okay? Whatever kind of boss. You have three options. Tatlong option. Una, kausapin yung boss. See if you can change the boss. Mahirap gawin, right? Pero that's one option that you have. Talk to the boss, tell the boss what your concern is, and then agree on a way forward. That's one, right? Second, hindi mo kaya kausapin yung boss mo o kaya hindi nakikinig. Ano second option? Tiisin. Tiisin habang, halimbawa, wala akong malilipatan eh. O kaya, wala pa akong nade-develop na skill. Titiisin ko muna to. In the meantime, aayusin ko yung trabaho ko, i-develop ko yung sarili ko. Pag di siya nagbago, yung pangatlong option. Ano yung pangatlong option? Iwan. Iwanan mo yung boss na nag-aapi sa'yo. Make sense? Huwag mong tiisin. Masyadong maigsi ang buhay ng tao. Kaya lang, pag wala kang choice, hindi mo makausap, hindi ka rin pwede umalis, the only option you have is magtiis. Ang problema pa sa iba, pagka na-demotivate sila, na-demotivate, no? So, hindi na nila huhusayan yung trabaho, bababa yung kanilang performance, okay? Pag bumaba yung kanilang performance, lalo silang hindi nagiging marketable. So, hindi mo huhusayan yung trabaho dahil nagpapauto ka sa boss mo o nagpapagamit ka. Hinuhusayan mo yung trabaho mo kasi dinidevelop mo yung iyong competitiveness. Para kapag ka, sawan-sawa ka na sa abusado mong boss, pwede ka na mag-resign kasi maraming tatanggap sa'yo. Yun po ang aking payo dyan. Okay. How to motivate the team, how to be fair po, sir, as a supervisor. Sundin nyo po yung diniscuss ko today about building a team. Yung forming stage is the stage where you provide structure, you work on building the relationship. Sa storming stage, pagka nagkakagalit-galit yung mga tao, be there for them, talk about issues, solve those issues, establish ground rules. Pagka nandun na tayo sa norming stage, make sure that you use the relationship to align everyone, okay? Empower people so that they get motivated. And then, in the performing stage, actually in every stage, if you can, celebrate wins. Right? Recognize, reward, appreciate people. Oo. Hindi pwedeng puro pep talk lang tayo, no? Meron kasi mga leader, ang alam nilang motivation, galingan nyo, team. Kaya nyo yan. I mean, that helps. Pero if you really want to motivate people, if you really want to inspire people, i-appreciate niyo yung contribution nila. Oo. Okay? All of the topic need the exercise sa department namin. Maybe, you can lead it. I hope you can lead it. Coach Ed, anong mga personality test na madaling i-interpret? Okay. Ang mga popular would be yung MBTI, marami niyan, yung Myers-Briggs Temperament Indicator, or pwede rin yung DISC or DISC. Okay? Medyo madaling interpretin yun. Yung Enneagram, yung Thomas Kilmann Conflict Resolution Mode, itong mga sinishare ko sa inyo, pwede nyo ma-download. Pero, syempre, merong mga taong certified to analyze. So, mas maganda kung meron kayong makukuha na pwede mag-analyze for you. No? Paano po yung bago? Pwede pa rin bang ma-receive yung previous videos and presentation? Okay. This is a good question. Ang ginagawa ko po, halimbawa ngayon, April, nagsimula po ako ng subscription ng March. Okay? So, inopen ko yan. Yung March, mga 4 na weeks ng videos, lahat, ano? Okay. Kung nag-subscribe kayo ngayon, bago magkatapusan, makukuha nyo pa yung March. Pag nag-May na, buburahin ko po yung March. Mawawala na yung March. Ang matitira yung April at saka May. That's my way of showing respect doon sa mga matagal nang nag-subscribe. No? Kasi unfair naman na ngayon ka lang magsusubscribe, you get everything, pero sila, buwan-buwan, nagbabayad sila ng 99 pesos. I hope you understand. No? So kung gusto niyo pong mag-subscribe at ma-download yung lahat, nandun siya sa files folder. Kompleto yun. Doon sa group files, andun. You can download everything. Tapos yung mga videos, nandun sa wall. So, by end of April, burado yung March. Ang makukuha nyo, April and May. Pagdating ng June, wala nang April. May and June na. So, that's how it works now. How to manage stubborn member during storming stage. Okay, meron dalawang bahagi ito, no? Yung una ay relationship building, earning their trust. That's one, no? So, kilalanin mo, know the person's strengths and weaknesses, build the relationship so that the person can open up, no? Maganda yung inyong relationship. Ayaw ma-build ang relationship. Then, work on accountability. Okay? Hindi sumusunod sa instruction, hindi sumusunod sa utos, merong policy ang kumpanya on negligence and subordination. Diba? So, talagang manage. Oo. Kasi yun yung dalawang option eh. Like, if I'm having difficulty with a team member, I'll sit down with that person and say, I'll say, no? Medyo parang hirap tayong mag-work together. And I've been trying to build this relationship with you. Pero parang ang hirap, no? So, ano bang pwede natin gawin para ma-fix itong relationship na ito? At sinabi niya, wala naman akong pakialam sa relationship. Okay. In that case, I have another option, and that is to manage you. So, anong habol mo ngayon? Compliance. Diba? Pag hindi nag-comply, disciplinary action. No? Kasi wala tayong control sa behavior ng tao eh. Ang meron lang tayo is a way to respond to their needs. No? So kung hindi nagre-respond sa leadership, use management. Di ba? How to manage team when each member has personal issues with each other. So dito pumapasok yung yung team building, to sit down with everyone and try to resolve issues, no? Resolve issues, and pag na-resolve na yung issue, pag-usapan nyo rin yung how do we prevent issues like this from coming up, and kung mangyari man siya, how do we fix it? So sit down with your team. That's the best way to deal with it. Pag-usapan, magkaayos, at saka mag-ayos din on how you're going to work together moving forward. Ground rules of engagement. Ano po ang tawag natin doon? Anong gagawin pag di competent yung boss? laging inaasa sa subordinate. Nasagot ko na yan kanina, ha? Nasagot ko na yan. 3 options. If you're not happy with your boss, kausapin, tiisin, iwan. Those are the 3 options. Okay? 3 options that you have. Pwede ka bang maging leader kung wala kang technical skills? Wala as in zero. Dapat sana may familiarity man lang doon sa trabaho. Okay? Kasi ganito yan. Okay? I'm a leader of my company. I'm a leader of my company. Merong mga ginagawa yung mga empleyado ko na hindi ko expertise. Like accounting is not my expertise. IT is not my expertise. Right? But I'm their leader. Okay? Medyo mahirap yung leader na walang skill sa technical kapag ka team leader ka o kaya supervisor. Pero pag manager ka, pwedeng ang skill mo ay management. No? And you are able to empower people with technical skills. That's my answer to that. As subordinate po ng supervisor namin, ano pong pwede kong gawin if nonchalant or chill lang sa role? Sino? Yung supervisor? Ganun ulit. Kausapin, or tiisin, or iwan. I have a theory, everyone. Ito yung theory ko. Siguro, aayos lahat ng boss sa Pilipinas kapag ka iniiwan sila ng mga empleyado. No? Kasi yung iba walang urgency. Meron pa nga nagsabi sa akin, isang manager, kasi pag hindi ko tinatakot, hindi sumusunod. Kaya ang ginagawa ko, tinatakot ko sila lagi. Sarcastic lagi yung boses ko. Sabi ko, kumusta naman ang turnover mo? Sabi niya, yun lang. Di ba? So yun. I'm feeling isolated at work. Strong contributor as senior supervisor. It started when they hired the new manager. Ayun lang. No? So yun Yun. Wala. Please suggest mag-suggest po kayo ng pang-apat na option. Right now, the option I have in my head, if the work situation does not favor your growth, does not favor your happiness, 3 options. Kausapin ang dapat kausapin, hindi kaya, tiisin. Hindi kaya tiisin, iwan. Those are the 3 options. Please, recommend a better option if you have any. Celebrate small wins, yes. Pwede niyo po bang ulit ipakita yung slide na may ito po ba? This one? Ay, naloko na. This one? Option 4, mass resignation. Baka yun ang kailangan para umayos. Meron nga pala nagtanong sa akin yan kasi isa-isa sila nagre-resign. Tapos siya inaawat na siya kasi wala na matitira Sabi ko, kausapin mo yung boss mo. Sabihin mo magpakatino siya para hindi siya iwan ng tao. Diba? Ayun sabi niya have you tried connecting with your manager? Basically, kausapin, di ba? Kausapin. I'm a new manager. I find the supervisors I handle too incompetent. Na-promote lang dahil sa seniority. Ayan, mahirap yan. So, 2 things, Nicole. Una is evaluate mo yung supervisors na yon kung meron pa silang ihuhusay. No? I'm always for giving people chances. No? Sit down with them, tell them, these are my expectations, team, because your supervisors are your team number 1. ikaw at saka sila, you're a team, no? Tapos sila, yung kanilang respective team members, right? So, yung supervisory, yung management team mo sa yung department, sit down with them. Talk about your expectations. Ito ang mga expectations ko. Ito yung mga capabilities na gusto kong makita sa inyo. Alin dito yung kaya, alin yung di kaya. Anong suporta kailangan nyo to build your competence. Di ba? Pag sinabi lang hindi kaya, you probably need to talk to your top management about what to do with those supervisors na hindi competent. Oo. How you get respected and command as a leader of the team. Ano bang definition natin ng respect? Okay? Minsan kasi, merong mga leaders na ang definition nila ng respect ay hindi sila kinu-question. Oh, para sa akin, ang respeto ay yung mga team members ko, yung trust and respect. They trust me well enough to go to me and tell me directly if they have a problem with me. And respeto rin yun na kaya nilang sabihin sa akin na hindi nila ichinichismis sa iba. Okay? So, disagreement, arguments, debates is part of teamwork. If nandito kayo kanina when I started at 8 o'clock, sabi ko, ang isang indicator ng teamwork is nagtatalo-talo yung mga tao and then after that, they are able to commit. Okay? So, hindi sign of disrespect yung i-questionin ako ng mga team members ko doon sa akin decision. Para sa akin, that's honest communication. So, kung ang respeto na sinasabi nyo ay kagaya nung definition ko ng respeto, the idea is to build trust, build relationship. No? Yan. Pero kung ang tawag nyo ng respeto is dapat hindi kayo kinu-question, hindi kina-challenge yung decision ninyo, fear ang hinahanap nyo, hindi respect. No? Alright. Ayan. Chief, how to handle impossible targets pero pilit pa din na pinapa-achieve pero may growth naman versus this year. So, a good target has feasibility, no? Ibig sabihin, meron kang strategy how to achieve that target. Hindi siya target lang. Okay? There's a reason why certain targets, why we're forced to achieve a target. I'll give you an example. Kung ang cost of living, halimbawa, kung ang cost of living ko sa isang buwan ay 50,000 pesos. Kunwari, no? Cost of living ko. Kailangan kong kitain yung cost of living na yun. Di ba? Oo. Kung hindi ako empleyado at ako'y nagde-negosyo, halimbawa, kailangan yung negosyo ko kumita ng not lower than 50,000 a month. Otherwise, magugutom ako, magugutom yung pamilya ko. So, ang option lang is increasing ko yung kita ko, lakasan ko yung kita ko, or magtipid ako ng gusto para hindi umabot ng 50,000 ang gastos ko, di ba? So, when you look at the business, when you look at the business target, yung mga targets na yon ay sineset because that's needed to either break even or to earn a decent income. So, ano ang katumbas ng hard target na yon? Strategy. Oo. Oo. So, lahat ay imposible hanggat wala kang maayos na strategy. So, ang aking recommendation ay to sit down with your boss or with your team and come up with a good strategy. Okay? How to handle subordinates that are backstabbers. Talk to them. May motto po, to be respected. Treat them as humans. Make changes that will make them comfortable. Okay. Oo. Okay. I was told I needed to disengage so the new manager stepped up. Medyo mahirap yun, ano? Oo. Oo. Agree ako, no? Bakit ka magdi-disengage? Ah, mag-a-update ako ng resume niyan pag ako. Higher position equals more criticism at times. I agree, no? Kasi pagka mas mataas ang position mo, nasa magnifying lens ka eh. Everything that you say and do is amplified. Kaya yun ang mahirap na parte sa pagiging leader eh, di ba? Kaya importante na mataas ang ating emotional maturity in order to become an effective leader. Because again, as I said earlier, whatever you say, don't say, do or don't do, impacts on your team. Huh? Ayan. Oo. So, ang aking suggestion, Crispy, ay talk to that new manager. Talk about how you can work together. Okay. All right. It's almost 9:10 at ubos na rin po ang boses ko. So, I'll stop now. I'll stop now. Maraming salamat po sa pagsama. Next week, part 2 tayo ha. Medyo marami-rami pa to, no? I'll show you a preview of how much more yung pag-uusapan natin. Ayan, oh. Ang dami pa, oh. For next week. Okay? So, marami-rami pa to. So, huwag niyo po akong iwan next week, ha? Monday, 8 o'clock, Leadership Monday. Okay? Team development pa rin ang pag-uusapan natin. Maraming salamat po. Good night, everyone. See you next week. Okay, yung mga hindi ko nasagot na tanong, sorry po. See you next week. Oy, thank you, Nicole, for using my book. Salamat. I hope it was able to help you. No? All right, all right. Good night, everyone. Good night.